حياتي في برفاني مجروحة معلش. زميل وصديق وتعلمت منه الكثير. وموضوعه is touching لنا كلنا، ولأنه أنا أعتبر نفسي دائما سعيد بأن يكون تيم ممبر معاه. فأنا أقول لكم فور شور ثقوا، أفضل من يتكلم عن هذا الموضوع هو بروف أبو عمر. بروف هاني is dedicated pediatric intensivist with established background in caring for critically ill children. He hopes, and he is, excelling at building relationships with teams and caregivers while actively contributing to impact research. His passion, what we know all, also lies in harnessing artificial intelligence, particularly ChatGPT and large language models, in enhancing medical informatics, simulation, and education. He is committed to using his skills to benefit his patients, mashallah, his research and institution, and the teams he's working with. And he's always eager to continue advancing in the field of AI, healthcare, and of course, his own specialty. We are very happy also to have you with us, Prof. Abu Umar. So let's hear about how Gen AI boosted your research teams.
ألف شكر يا بروف. الله يعطيك العافية. يعني عسى نكون جزء من اللي ذكرته حضرتك. ربي يكرمك. ألف شكر يا بروف، ومنكم
وأكثر إن شاء
نتعلم
الله.
دائما. I just want to confirm if you can hear me well and if you can see my slides now in
Yes, we can hear you. We can see your slides.
ممتاز. So today I was approached, if you'll excuse me, I'll just speak in English, and later on, maybe during the Q&A, if there is anything to just to clarify. So I was asked about what could I present about the generative AI. And this is a topic that now, mashallah, Samai, it's in the 5th year, it's in the 5th cycle, mashallah, and it's corresponding with another, in the ICANN conference, they launched Samai 2. So it's a nice, similar names. It shows how our community and our scholars are getting more and more into AI in their research. And this is the way some points that we had during our own research, although I'm here declaring no conflicts, and although I've used the ChatGPT or Gemini for some enhancing some slides, but I don't endorse any specific model. So this is just a disclosure. So as a reality check, if we think about it, about the AI or generative AI that could speak with a human language, this is one of the nice things I heard in a recent webinar, that Gen AI is often overhyped in the short term, but its long-term academic impact is still underestimated. So this is one of my maybe one of my take-home messages for my dear colleagues, both junior and senior researchers. And for research teams, it's really a true value that's emerging, especially if we use it in a disciplined and reflective manner. This is one of the graphs. It's like a bell-shaped normal distribution graph, which shows how any new technology that gets adopted by the community. So always there is the innovators in the community where they will start trying it out, and then there's the early adopters, there's the early majority, late majority, and of course always there are laggards, some people who will still resist that technology, whatever that technology is. So when I first started the ChatGPT in the early 2023, so it was just still maybe a couple of months launch. Initially, I thought, wow, this is something that could really just get out all my pending research, those that have been hanging on my desk waiting to be written. And let me try to roll it out, and this could expedite my process. So at that time, still, we didn't know much about the ChatGPT hallucinations or the misinformation that it could infuse into the text. And then, as you all know, later on, I generated some the ideas. I wrote them down and I checked. I told it, and please always refer to ChatGPT or Gemini as it, not him or her. Please, this is something to keep in mind because it's a tool. It's another AI. It's just a computer algorithm. So I asked it to generate the references, and as you know, the references I wanted to check, and whenever I will press on it, it goes to page not found, page 404. So it was fake references, but at that time, during the early phase, we didn't know that one. And this is one of the papers we wrote. You can just screenshot and you can read the full text, open text here. So this is the time that, oh, we noticed that there is some, this is a technology which is evolving. It talks like a human for us. And that's why it's a chat. It tries to convince us, and it bears with us. So this is something which is good as a team member with you, but we need to remember that we need to know how to handle this technology. And as you can all see, although this topic it's relatively now few years old, but it is always a new topic. We have new models, and the complexity of the research is becoming increasing. The publications and funding pressures are increasing as well, so to keep in mind. And as you have noticed, maybe some publishers recently, they are having more time in the peer review process because surely they are having like a tsunami of papers coming with these generative AI tools that researchers are using globally. So while we are using these in our daily practice, everyone also are using it in some way or another. But we just want to know that are we using it right, and are we using it to the best limit that it could. So we want to have it not as an information overload. We want to have it more of as a reflective, deep thinking method that could help our research team. Going into the innovation among the scholars, again, uh, we are supposed to have relevance and more rigor in our writing rather than just having just another quick writing tool. Wherever is that writing tool, this is something very important for our scholars and our young generations to make sure they are maintaining their human critical thinking and to protect them from any fake ideas that may be generated by the AI algorithms. So, as you know, the large language models, I'm just putting it here for in case some audience are from the general audience who are not familiar with it. So, although it's synthesized text, but it's made mainly as an assisted reasoning, which starts to predict what's the next words that the user, the one who's entering the prompt, what they want to hear from me, what they want to read. So it's more of trained on the internet, on all the available data sources electronically, and trying to assist in your reasoning, but it's not supposed to be a decision making when it comes to the research. So again, just always remember when we talk inside our teams, how we use it. It's not a thinker, it's not an author, it's just another tool. Same like we're using the Word, we are using the Adobe Acrobat, but this is another tool just to keep it in mind. And this is just, I'm sure most of you are familiar with this one, that the large language model is just a part of the general AI world. And these models, they keep changing very fast. Of course, we have giant companies working to achieve, to get the most customers to their side. This is surely, but academically, hopefully, this is good for us. But it will continue to evolve, and we need to keep track with these. So with our team, always we tell them, please check which is the recent one and look at its pros and cons. It's there to enhance the efficiency, the insights across the disciplines. This is one of the beauties. I noticed this conference is having multidisciplinary, multi-universities. This is a very important aspect when it talks to research in the healthcare sector. It's really very important when we involve AI into our research, and keep in mind that it will, not it may, it will introduce biases, It may have privacy breaches and accountability gaps. So these are things to keep in mind inside our research team. We are using it as an idea generation in the initial phases with our multi teams dimensions. Sometimes we refine the hypothesis. Again, the hypothesis is supposed to be human generated, not AI generated, but it could be like a brainstorming session. It helps us a lot with the literature search and synthesis. And you have noticed now many of the search engines, even the traditional search engines like Google or even some medical literature search engines, they are they are adopting an AI models that helps you to get you more focused into what you are looking for in their literature repository. The proposals and manuscript development, again, it helps a lot as long as you know what you need from that model, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, whatever one, what you need specifically, and you know how to interpret the output, you know how to look into it. Is it a real thing, or there are some things infused which are misinformation or hallucination? Again, it could help from as long as you know what's your roadmap, it could help you to explore from the brainstorming sessions into stress testing some assumptions, improving some clarity and structure, especially for non-English language speakers. And this is one of the items that helped me in one publication. Let me give a quick story. In one of the publications under peer review, one of the reviewers commented that the English language of the authors is too good to be for non-native language speakers. So I simply replied to that reviewer that thank you. However, we already declared in our declaration that we have used one of the large language models. We have used it to refine the English, and then they accepted it, of course. So always important to be frank, be clear, and this is something that still we, of course, we in that acknowledgement, we said that we are the ones that we did the human validation at every step. So we are the one responsible for what we are submitting to the journals. Managing the research team dynamics, of course, especially for those of you who know how to develop their own AI agents. I'm not one of them, but if you are, then you may help to streamline your work space, reducing your barriers and improving the onboarding and alignment. So you have the team working in harmony and with parallel so you could achieve faster output. Again, I think I'm going backwards, sorry. Enhancing the structure of your aim, significance. This is just about, again, just language editing, and with a rapid thematic clustering, improving the search strategies, and always verifying against the primary sources. This is, I will just show you the reference hallucination score that we have developed at our King Saud University with Prof. Al-Malki and Dr. Al-Jam'an. Its efficiency and speed, and it has reduced cognitive load. I think more of, let me rephrase this word, instead of reduce cognitive load, it's like refocusing or redirecting the cognitive load. This is something that we need to adapt ourselves into how to utilize it properly. Enhancing the collaboration and greater trainee engagement. We have seen it in our new generation of scholars who are the tech savvy. They are actually they are using these AI models faster than us, which is great, as long as they know how to be aware of the risk of hallucination, bias, overconfidence, or risk of de-skilling. This is one of the points I want to just emphasize. We always ask our team to be transparent if they use it. We are the human accountable and ethics overriding us. The generative AI is not an author. Again, by all means, it doesn't fulfill the authorship any criteria, in my opinion. defining the acceptable and prohibited use among our authors, especially if I have a new team members who join us, just to make sure that they don't use the model and they are giving me a full paragraph with a false information, false references. So this is something to be kept engaged with the team from the start. The de-skilling is a problem that if your team starts to become over dependent on any model, they may start losing their scholar skills, which is something very important to keep in mind for our own selves and for our teams. Again, it's a balance that, yes, I want to improve my team utilization of these generative AI models with efficient research projects done at a speed, faster speed. However, I want to make sure that the team is aware of the risk of misuse and de-skilling. I don't want my team to lose the ability of the skills they know already, because after 1 year, they will not be able maybe to pick some minor fake ideas. Remember, the generative AI, the one you are using, it learns from you. So it may have your own personal bias, and we may have some spots in our mirrors that we don't notice that there are some deviations in our research methodology or writing. So just to make sure we are not into that direction. So keeping the balance and always keeping in mind how to maintain the highest ethical standards that aligns with our local SADAYA and local AI ethics. And this is one of the nice ethical principles. If you want to take screenshot of this publication, although it's a couple of years, but the ethical standards are written very nicely inside it. And this is the table of contents. So they went about each of the principles of how to use AI ethically. So we try to impregnate these among our research team to make sure they are using it in the best way, keeping in mind that if I use any AI model, I don't put anything which is private or some patient or participant identifiers which could be linked back, even if they are coded. So make sure I ask my team, don't put any identifiers, and also use the temporary modes in either ChatGPT or Gemini, and always avoid putting any sensitive data, because this is in alignment with SADAYA and our institutional data governance. A few slides about the large language models hallucinations. Although it's an evolving technology, but it still had a lot of hallucinations. Let me show you one of the research we had when we asked the model. The previous model is, which is one of the ancestors of the ChatGPT drawing tools. We asked it to draw pictures of the heart, normal heart anatomy, and congenital heart disease. And we asked it to draw one of the congenital heart disease called aortic coarctation of the aorta. And this is so much hallucinated. It's like from another dimension. So this is one of the things we took forward, and we made with Prof. Malki and the team, with my dear colleague, Dr. Al-Jamad, and my dear other colleagues, Dr. Tamimi, Prof. Al-Ayadi, Prof. Amr Jamal, Prof. Khalid Hassan, Dr. Tamer, and Dr. Farhat. These are great scholars. Interdisciplinary, we made this reference hallucinations score, which we are teaching now at our undergrad students, just to make sure that the references they generate when they are in their medical curriculum is not a hallucinated score. And this is the online calculator that they are becoming experts in using it, so they could practice it in the future. So we took it from just an idea into a real implication at our College of Medicine. And
Abu Omar, Prof. Abu Omar, we have 2 minutes, please.
2 minutes, perfectly on time. Thank you, Prof. So again, one of the suggestions for your team, ask your team to keep trained on two models, not one, because one model will have some strengths over the other always, and keep updated with the because always there are skills, always the new models will change over time. This is the maybe one of the slides I will just show that your team may feel lost in which model to use it, how to use it. So together from the start, try to put a roadmap how we're going to use it appropriately, and we will be expecting more and more power with these new models, especially as the quantum AI will come more into the picture. So hopefully we will be getting smarter hypothesis generation, living literature reviews, stronger interdisciplinary collaborations in the future. And the future is now whenever it goes to the AI. My take home messages: Gen AI alone is powerful tool to add as a team member, but not a real scholar or author. Your research team and the Gen AI will always outperform Gen AI alone. So keep this in mind. And the human judgment with the responsible and transparent AI use remains the decisive and ethical factor among our practice. And this is just a picture I love to share with you, that yes, it's in youth, it's a green energy, inshallah, but it's going to be flourishing more and more with your great teams. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prof. Hani. If you can keep that slide for one or a few seconds, because I received some questions. If you don't mind, if they can send the questions to you directly through email, because unfortunately we don't have time to answer very important questions I received. So you can
Sure.
take this screenshot of Prof. Hani's email, and you can contact him directly. Thank you, Prof. Hani. Thank you very much. Very important ideas. So are we ready now to go and to start with Professor Bahammam's
Yes.
important topic?
Yes. السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
حياكم الله. أنا في الكويت الآن. أسعد الله مساءكم وجمعة مباركة على الجميع إن شاء الله. Can you see the slides now?
صحيح، واضحة والصوت واضح أيضا يا بروف.
واضح، يعطيكم العافية إن شاء الله، لأنه أنا unfortunately have another lecture، لكن إن شاء الله we have time. شكرا للدعوة. أنا حقيقة يعني I do not prepare to present this، لكنه good I found it through the cloud. I was able to download it through the cloud. So I'll talk. We have 20 minutes,
Yes,
isn't
you
it?
have 20 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Talk about the perks and pitfalls of using AI in scientific writing. This is a big topic that I have great interest in and published a number of papers, but because of the time, I'll just try to cover the main concepts here. Everything new people they don't accept. يعني يقولون انه الطابعات لما جت من طباعة الكتب من 500 سنة كان في great objection to that. حتى في كوميك يعني جميل يقول لك انه حتى لما جت العجلات يعني no wheels here، يعني كان their objection to wheels. فاحنا are we doing the same with AI or not? How do we feel about AI tool? A tool or a threat? So let us explore it together. I'll show you some of my papers that I'll present most of the work through it. You can screenshot this and download them through the QR code. This is one of the paper, a detailed paper, and this is another one. And this is about using it in peer review, when we like, can we use it in peer review or not? And this is a paper recently published, which is why researchers avoid disclosure of AI assistance in scientific writing. I'll present you some data. I think my colleagues have covered all these aspects about the type of AI, so I don't have to spend time in that. Before we go into AI, whether we like it or we don't like it, current data show that AI is used, whether we accept it or we don't accept it. Around 14% of biomedical abstracts, there is some evidence that probably AI have been used. College students, they use it. Up to 60%. Researchers, they use it, preparing proposals. So it is used, whether we like it or we don't like it. And it is used more in countries that do not speak English, because this is obviously why. Of course, it has potential benefit, as you may know, that to reduce manuscript composition by 50%, but it has problem. We'll discuss that. So it helps also in reviewing the literature. If you have the papers, you can upload and they will summarize it for you. But again, it has problems. We'll talk about that. It helps streamline research process and accelerate the writing process. So it is good in the good hands, but make you ugly and foolish if you don't know how to use it. It will improve writing quality, enhance grammar, language support, reduce language barriers. You can translate papers from other languages. I can see a paper in Chinese now translated into English to understand it, or even Arabic. It help optimize research, as we said, through scanning different papers, optimize literature synthesis, handle large data sets. So it can help with that, but it has problems. We'll talk about these problems as we go on. Potential benefits, although we have things saying about AI, but it can help also detect plagiarism in the work
Plagiarism detection.
and can facilitate cross-border collaboration. I can deal now with like colleagues in China. We can communicate through our work, through like translating this work, helping brainstorming, very good, and idea generation. However, it has like double-edged sword. كل شيء له منافع ومساوئ. So always human creativity are important for research. Any research needs human creativity. AI will enhance it, but will not replace it. This is very important to keep in mind. That shouldn't replace humans. AI is based on human innovation. Risk, I'll discuss it briefly, like AI-generated falsified work, covered briefly by Professor Hani, threat to research integrity, potential to incorrect conclusion, high-stakes sensitive fields like healthcare. You may change policies and guidelines based on fake data or misinterpreted data, may reinforce biases, and we know this, that when you analyze big data, it may enhance biases like gender bias or race bias. I don't know if you are familiar with the term sycophancy. Sycophancy اللي هو المجاملة. AI يعني لو انت اعطيته كلامك وقلت له كذا كذا كذا, what do you think this is right? اغلب الظن بيقول لك yes it is right, لانه هذا من باب المجاملة, sycophancy. This has been proven in many papers that it tends to يجاملك ويقول لك yes, لكن لو صرته بطريقة أخرى قد يقول لك لا. Can we detect fabricated or AI fabricated research? It's not that easy as people think. So هل احنا فتحنا في الجريك ميث يسمونه البندورا's بوكس, البنت اللي قالت لا تفتحين صندوق, راحت فتحت الصندوق طلع منه الجن. فاحنا did we open our Pandora's box with AI? Probably yes. AI can generate fake but convincing scientific paper exposing a major threat to research integrity. عشان كده نشوف retraction is getting very high. So what we need, we cannot just say no. We need to promote ethical AI research and education among students and young researchers rather than closing the door completely. Can we discriminate between human and artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence له طريقة معينة في الكتابة, يكتب جمل متساوية, condense a lot of information in a short sentence, use special verbs, يعطيك أحيانا يعني إنك you don't understand, so try to simplify it in a way so they can detect it. But AI, generative AI is keeping developing, and big companies, so software to detect it is lagging behind always. So the bottom line, no, we cannot detect. You cannot accuse the integrity of researcher as AI generated based on the current software. Many data showing that you cannot detect it 100%. So you cannot accuse good integral researcher and their reputation based on software that is not like authenticate or turn it in for plagiarism. That's clear. This is similar to another paper. This one here is not clear. So there is a risk always of having fraudulent research. سمعتوا عن شيء اسمه البيبر ميلز اللي هي مصانع الورق. مصانع الورق اسمه بيبر ميلز, بس الآن بيبر ميلز for research papers selling fraudulent manuscripts. I'll go quickly through that. هذا ايميل وصلني ريسنتلي من كم يوم, الان طلعتهم قالوا لي انه they couldn't put it so I added it. جاء بعد ما I submitted a recorded lecture. يعني هذه واحده من البيبر ميلز. يعني يقول لك عندنا بيبر كذا, انت تبغى تحط اسمك معنا, تبغى تكون كذا الاول الثاني الثالث, وكل حاجه بسعرها يعني. بيبر ميلز نشوف بين 2012 و 2022 it was coming down. Then with AI came at the end of 2022, start going up again. Unfortunately, most of these paper mills are there not retracted yet, which is fake results. That's why a lot of organizations are having policies against this, like United to Act. I'll put for you some QR codes that you can download. This is a consensus statement from United to Act of 5 points on how to fight this paper mills. I will not go into the details of that because of the time, but you can get it through the QR code. This is a comic that explains simply what's paper mills. So this is like sitting in the restaurant. This is the waitress here. And the first one say, we will take the herbal soup. Second say, with nanoparticles. The third one said, on cancer cells. The fourth one said, impact factor over 3, please. This is exactly what's paper mills. طبعا كده 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 we have everything ready. So how we can fight it? We have to raise awareness, and there are some protocols for that. COPE also, you know, COPE, the Committee of Publication Ethics, they issued also guidelines on that. Recently, yesterday, ICMG, International Committee of Medical Journal Editors, also they issue a new updated statement. I don't have time to add it لأنه ما كنت أدري إنه أنا I'll present on يعني on air live. Okay, so large language model risk in scientific writing, it is used. It can be helpful in a lot of things: idea generation, research drafting, language support, reference support, literature review, data analysis, peer review. But is it accurate or not? This is the problem here. Fabrication وhallucination تكلم عنها بروفيسور هاني. Hallucination is a major problem. لانهم probably they are trained in data which is not right. في recent paper published they said كثير من medical knowledge that you get they get it from المواقع العامة اللي على النت ما هو من البيبرز. That's why they have hallucination. بالذات في references always they have mistakes, and this is well documented. Again, I'll put the QR code that you can download the papers. Not only that, they can misinterpret data. يعني لما تعطيهم البيبر وتقول له summarize the main finding, you cannot grant that for 100%. You have to go and double check. So always you have to double check after large language models, and this takes time. We'll come to this point. So it may misinterpret scientific data. It can result in illogical or misleading scientific content. Again, if you put big data for analysis, it may do the same mistake. So the time, this is a systematic review. They look to the time you save. You save time initially, but if you want your work to be accurate and you are going to double check and recheck everything after AI, then you don't save time. But AI can help, but you have to double check, even if you have the same time, but you have probably better outcome. So this is the table and this is the paper here. Can AI be authors؟ طبعا لما طلع ال AI في البداية في نهاية 22 في بداية 23 طلعت 4 papers and they listed ChatGPT as an author. One of them even they put an email for ChatGPT. So are they authors؟ طبعا البيسك thing يعني we know انه في criteria for authorship by the International Committee for Medical Journal Editors or by COPE, and they don't meet that because they cannot be held accountable. أي واحد يكون author لازم يكون accountable of whatever they have. So they are not a legal body. This is also a nice publication. Again, it's open online. You can download it on how to mitigate the risk of using generative AI step-by-step guide. I'll not go through that. Disclosure, I'll spend some time talking on that, but we need to disclose using AI, and I'll talk about the problem that we discuss in our paper about that. If you look to some of like WAMI, World Association of Medical Editors, recommendation for AI transparency, they require like detailed disclosure of AI, technical specification use, like the model that you use, specifications زي ما استخدم في statistics, SPSS version, so and so, and method used. But JAMA نفس الشيء, they have the same thing, but they have problem. I'll talk about that. This is here by JAMA. You can download their guidelines. Consult, they have recently also AI extension. They have AI extension. I'll take this one so you can, the code will not be affected. You can take the code and download their guidelines to see what's there. Recently, the Canadian government, they published something called FASTA, which is to be fair, ensure no bias, accountable. You are always accountable, not the AI, secure, protect confidential information, transparent, clearly identify AI-generated content, educated, understanding AI limitations, relevant, use AI appropriately for specific tasks. This is one of the best that you can get, and you can download it. It's also open access, this is a QR code. This is from my paper, which I showed, and this is also the QR code for it. I look into the papers and analyze why people, they don't disclose AI assistance. One of them is the academic stigma. We still, among ourselves in academia, I think that using AI is bad. زي اللي يعني قاعد يسوي، زي اللي قاعد يدخن، يعني والله ما يقول أحد إنه يدخن، يستحي وكذا. فهذا يمنع ناس كثير إنهم يعني disclose that. Is it stigma? We have to address this. Productivity disclosure dilemma. People who are very active, if they say once that we used AI, قال انك تستخدم AI you publish a lot. System limitation. most journals, they either use AI or you don't use AI. They don't classify it into groups. I'll show you what I proposed in the second slide. Cultural and institutional factors. We have to have a culture, open culture in our institutes that discuss AI openly. احنا ما قاعد نسوي غلط ولا نسوي إثم ولا نسوي جريمة. You have to open it, discuss openly and see what's good and what's bad about it. This is what I proposed. Again, you can see it in the paper and you can download it. This is the QR code. I put like 4 levels for disclosure. No disclosure, which like proofreading. يعني أنا لما أعطيها أحد يقرأها يعدل لي اللانجوج ويدفع له $400. It's the same thing. Or translation. Level 2 simple acknowledgement. Like editing for clarity, flow and style يعدل لي في الكتابة وكذا. Then level 4 detailed disclosure, substantial content involvement, like comprehensive like section drafting, brainstorming, and literature synthesis. Level 4 comprehensive disclosure. And this when you go into more like into using it into the analysis, extensive content creation requiring human oversight. So this one you need to go into the details. So this is just a quick overview of like disclosure is not the same. Using AI is not the same. It's not black or white. A lot of things of AI. ممكن أبدأ أنا بس بالlanguage editing. ممكن I go into even doing the statistics. There are plugins that can do statistics for you. You can upload your raw data and it can do statistics for you. طبعا زي ما قال لكم بروفيسور هاني, anything you upload to AI is not confidential. Even if you discuss with one of these large language models, تقول له كذا كذا يقول لك no sorry I cannot. Once it's there, it's there. This is a nice picture and I just why I brought this nice picture. هذه picture was generated by AI and عنوانها Entrance to Paradise. اللي رسمها اعتقد انه حقته بعدين راح واحد another person used it. فلما عرف انه used it وما ودنت ريفير تو هم راح عمل عليه قضيه في المحكمه بامريكا. قال انه هذه my drawing. فالقاضي قال له this is AI generated is not yours, you have no copyright. فبعض الدول زي امريكا تقول لك no copyright, China تقول there is copyright, وما زال عليها ديبيت الى الان, مع ان هذه لها يمكن سنتين الان ديبيت until now. فهل AI generated text عليه copyright ولا لا? This is something also that is not addressed yet and need to be addressed. So to conclude here, ethical AI integration in research mandates a balance between innovation and integrity. طبعا الموضوع كبير جدا, في نقاط أخرى أنا ما تعرضت لها عشان الوقت. Academia need to adopt AI and adapt to it. It is vital to encourage dialogue on AI dual impact, ensuring responsible application across the research and education ecosystem. Establishing AI use guidelines and disclosure norms in research is imperative for transparency and inclusivity. Updating editorial policies to mirror AI advancement will safeguard transparency and maintain trust in scientific communication. Stakeholders must collaborate, including طبعا manufacturer, to establish comprehensive regulation for ethical and legal use of generative AI. The AI is a tsunami coming. It's a big tide coming. So we have to adapt and adopt to it, embrace its potential through education and collaboration, or you will be swept away. ما يمكن نقول لا احنا ما نبغاه. Close it. There is no way. It's coming. It's coming. It's a big tsunami coming. So life is not black and white. It's a million gray areas. Don't you find? طبعا الآن بعد الشورت توك هذه, هل غيرتوا رأيكم بخصوص have your views on this new wheel changed? Do you remain skeptics, or we can move forward as responsible adopters embracing innovation while upholding scientific integrity? طبعا to disclose الدراونج اللي شفتوها هذه كلها generated by AI. And thank you. Let us embrace AI as an ally in innovation, use it with integrity, not as a force to be feared, but a partner to be guided. Thank you.
Thank you. شكرا جزيلا بروفاني. Thank you very much. Very informative. I think you paved the road for all of us regarding what to do and what not to do. I agree with you. 20 minutes will not be enough at all to discuss this, but I think this is a beginning for more discussion we can make. Let me announce that because of Prof. Hani and Prof. Bahamam are busy in other commitments, they will not be able to be with us in the breakout rooms, but I am sure that they will be able to answer your questions in the nearest time. And I wish that we have more time for these questions, but I'm sure Prof. Hammam will promise every one of us to give us more time in other occasions to discuss these very important topics. Thank you very much for you all, and thank you for organizing committee to allowing me to chair this session. And let me announce that the first session is now completed. Thank you very much.
Inshallah, our professors, Professor Hani Timsah, and my teacher, Professor Ahmed Bahammam, for this amazing lecture. So, مرحبا فيكم جميعا, and this is the second session. I'm truly pleased to be with you over here and hope you are enjoying the beautiful day of Jum'ah. It's a joy to see many of you taking a bit of your time. This is your family time to join this scientific family over here, another family here at the fifth conference of the Asma'a, I call it. So we just came out of a truly stellar opening session. A huge thanks to my dear colleagues and teachers. Gave us such a profound look to the ethics of the AI and scientific writings, and Prof. Hani insights on the how generative AI at boosting research teams were nothing short of inspiring. But don't go anyway, because now we are moving to the healthcare part. My name is Amr Jamal. I'm absolutely delighted to co-moderate this next chapter or next session with my brilliant colleague and friend, Dr. Abdullah Saghir. Abdullah is wonderful to share the virtual stage with you today. Now the first session will be, or the first lecturer, Dr. Lubna Al-Musa. Lubna is a rising star in the AI research from Princeton University.
Yes.
Yeah, and also CAXT. She's tackling something many of, if you just mute yourself, Lubna. She's tackling something many of us see in the clinic, the osteoarthritis. So she will present with us the hybrid symbol model of how to diagnose the osteoarthritis. Please, as housekeeping, please feel free to put your questions in the questions and answer session over here. If there is enough time, inshallah, I know that we are supposed to start at 2:10, so we are 9 minutes late. So if you can have Dr. Lubna, that if you can finish earlier, so we could have enough time to address the questions and answers. وعلى بركة الله. The mic is yours, and now we can see your screen.
We see screen.
Yes, please. Yes, please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
Hello everyone, I'm Lubna Al-Musa. I recently graduated from Princess Noor University. I completed a research internship at CAXT where this study started, and I continued developing it until we achieved the current result, walillah alhamd. Today, I will present our study titled Hybrid Ensemble Model for Knee Osteoarthritis Grading, Integrating CNNs with GLCM Feature and Explained AI. I will briefly cover the background, problem statement, methodology, and result. ننتقل الآن الباك جراوند للني أوسترثرايتس هي خشونة الركبة تكون غالبا is common joint condition where the knee cartilage gradually wears down. يبدأ يتآكل عندي الغضروف مما يقلل مساحة الجوينت عندي ويسبب لي ممكن يسبب لي آلام وبرضه يضيق مساحة الجوينت عندي. this can narrow the joint space and lead to the pain, stiffness and reduced mobility. وغالبا هذا المرض يحدث لكبار السن مما يأهلهم عملية استبدال مفصل الركبة. طبعا بالنسبة للستيتمنت البروبلم ستيتمنت حقتنا احنا حاليا للني اوستيوارثرايتس هو غالبا البروجرس حقه جرادولي، فمن كلاس 0 تقريبا لو نلاحظ الصورة من كلاس 0 لكلاس 4 يبدأ يتدرج عندي المرض. كليرينج لاونس حط تصنيف تقريبا 5 تصنيفات لهذا المرض، يكون يبدأ يعني الكلاس 0 عندنا لو نلاحظ بالصورة اللي هو كلاس النورمال، الكلاس اللي بعده اللي هو الكلاس 1 هو الدوب فولت، حالات مختلطة. ثم عندنا الكلاس 2 اللي هو الملت، يبدأ الحالة الخفيفة. طبعا لو نلاحظ يبدأ شوي يضيق السبيس عندنا في الجوينت. برضو كلاس 3 لو نلاحظ بدأ يكثر يضيق عندي المساحة ويكون ما في جابس عندي، واللي هي الحالة المودريت. وآخر حالة اللي هي السبير، هي غالبا تكون يعني حالة يعني على طول يسوون فيها ريبليسمنت للجوينت، لكنها بالصور تبان عندنا هي ملتحمة، ما في جابس تقريبا. فبالنسبة لنا هنا الاري ديتكشن عندنا جدا مهم. والأطباء التراديشنال راديوجرافيك جرادينج ياخذ تايم كونسيومينج، لأن إنه يقررون مثلا إن كلاس 3 أو كلاس 2 يكون صعب إنه ياخذ تايم، لأنه يحتاج تفاصيل وتدقيق. وبرضه إنه يختلف بين الأطباء، إنه ممكن طبيب يقول إن هذا كلاس 2 وطبيب يقول إن هذا مثلا كلاس 3. فهذا يسبب لي يعني ياخذ تايم كونسيومينج على المريض، ممكن يصل لحالة إنه يتطور معاه المرض، وكان المفروض إنه يعني يكتشفه مبكرا. فهذا بالنسبة للمشكلة عندنا، وإحنا نحاول نحلها بأننا نساعد الأطباء ونكون لهم as a early detection، نساعدهم في الميك discussion. فهذا بالنسبة للمشكلة الأولى. بالنسبة للأمر الثاني اللي هو الديفولت كيس، لو نشوف كلاس 1 في ambiguous بالنسبة للليبلز حقه. الأطباء ما هو متأكدين إنه في بعضه ينتمي لكلاس 2 وبعضه ينتمي لكلاس 0، مما يسبب لي confusion. برضو عندي آخر شيء بالبروبلم عندنا اللي هو السفير كلاس. السفير كلاس عندنا البيانات جدا قليلة الببليك، فمما يسبب لي unbalanced بالداتا. يكون عندي داتا مرة كثيرة الكلاس 0 و 1، فهو يكون مؤهل الموديل إنه يعني يتعرف عليها، لكن الكلاس 4 على إنه واضح يعني بصريا إنه ملتحم مفصل الركبة، إلا إنه بسبب قلة بيانات كلاس 4 يسبب لي ما نقدر نسوي generalization. طيب بالنسبة للميثودولوجي عندنا، طبعا احنا قلت قبل شوي ان كلاس 1 سوي لي confusion، فغالبا ان احنا سوينا له اكسيد في بالستدي. فعندنا مثلا الداتا بري بروسيسنج، الفيتشر اكستراكشن، الهايبرد مودلز، الانسامبل مودلز. فاحنا نحتاج ان نجهز البيانات هي as a X-rays image، فاحنا نحاول نجهزها. هي تكون غالبا تحتاج تجهيز، فاحنا نجهزها من البري بروسيسنج عندنا باستعمال ماتلاب، مثلا الدي نويسنج، النورماليزيشن، الهيستوجرام، ايكواليزيشن، الايدج ديتكشن. غالب العمليات اللي تأهل الصورة انها تكون جاهزة للتريننج. ثم قمنا بالكروبينج. الكروبينج عندنا عملية ان لو نلاحظ الصورة اللي هنا في تفاصيل مو مهم. الموديل حاليا في دراستنا هذه انه يهتم فيها مثلا الجزء الاعلى من المفصل او الجزء الاسفل يعني. فاحنا نحتاج نركز على الجوينت سبيس، لانه هو عليها اساسا راح يقرر هو ايش الكلاس تبعه. فالكروب قمنا بتقسيم الصور على الكروبينج، وايضا قمنا بعمل الاجمنتيشن. طبعا الاجمنتيشن عندنا هنا الصور الطبيه جدا حساسه سنسيتيف، فنحتاج ان احنا اجمنتيشن يكون جدا بسيط. فحتى لو حطينا اجمنتيشن مره كثير البيانات تكون ما زالت عندنا قله البيانات، تبدو مشكله عندنا. طبعا بالنسبه للفيتشر اكستراكشن، طبعا احنا استخرجنا المميزات من هذه الصور، تمام. طبعا نعرف ان في الفيتشر اكستراكشن هي تكون من الموديل اساسا، من البري تريند موديل. والفيتشر اكستراكشن اللي احنا استخرجناها، احنا استخرجنا اثنينهم، الهاند كرافتد فيتشر اكستراكشن والفيتشر اكستراكشن هي اللي من البري تريند موديل. فالفيتشر اكستراكشن اللي احنا هاند كرافت استعملنا GLCM. الGLCM هو الجري ليفل كو اوكيرنس ماتريكس، يشوف الديستانس بين البيكسلز، بحيث انه يقارن مثلا لو كان في عندي نتوء بسيط فهو يقارن بينهم، يعني باختلاف الجري ليفل. وبرضه لو كان عندي تباين فيطلع لي انماط باترن معينه توضح لي ايش الكلاسات عندي، وتطلع لي الفيتشر اكستراكشن اللي انا ممكن ما نلاحظها بالعين المجرده. برضه الهايبرد موديل عندنا راح نسوي بوث الهاند كرافتد اللي احنا طلعناها من GLCM، والهايبرد مودلز اللي اعتذر اللي هو الفيتشر اكستراكشن من الموديل نفسها، عشان ناخذ من الفيتشر اكستراكشن الفائده، ومن الموديل نفسها اللي تطلع لنا الفيتشر اكستراكشن. طبعا بعد هايبرد موديل راح ناخذ نسوي improvement للperformance، بيكون عندنا تقريبا موديلين أو أكثر. تكلمنا عن الداتا pre-process feature extraction الهايبرد. الباك بون حقنا اللي عندنا اللي هو efficiently B7 ورزنت 101. طبعا كلهم سوينا فاين تيوند على الميثودولوجي السابقة اللي ذكرتها، وسوينا لهم انسامبل اثنينهم. الافيشنت B7 هو هاي efficient وهاي accuracy، والريزنت هو بما انه residual connection فهو الستابل حقه جدا عالي. فاخذنا ايجابيات الافيشنت B7 والريزنت 101 عشان نطلع بنتائج افضل. طبعا حاليا في السيشن هذا ركزت على 4 كلاس، لكن احنا في ستدي سوينا 5 كلاس 3 كلاس وبرضه باينري، لكن انا هنا ركزت على ال4 كلاس. طبعا الريزلت اللي اعطتني هنا 73%. طبعا بدون الميثودولوجي اللي مشينا عليها كانت تعطينا نتائج، يعني بس لما نسوي فاين تيوند على نفس الصور كان يعطينا 56. فجود انهانسمنت انه جود انهانسمنت انه طلع لنا 73%. طبعا للدراسة هذه نحتاج أن نسوي explainable AI للموديل، بحيث أنه ما يكون عندنا بلاك بوكس مو واضح لنا على أي أساس قرر الموديل هذا القرار أنه كلاس 2 ولا كلاس 3. فعندنا نلاحظ هنا الجراد كام كلاس 0 مركز على الجوينت بشكل عام، لكن الكلاس 2 مثلا عندي مركز وين كان التقارب بالضبط. ونفس الشيء كلاس 3 وين كان التقارب بالضبط. وهذا يعلمني ان الموديل فعلا الاتنشن حقه clinically relevant region. لكن اما مثلا كلاس 4، وهذا للتشالنج برضو اللي ذكرناه، ان كلاس 4 عندي حتى لو سوينا augmentation وحسنا فيها الا ما يزال نقص البيانات عندنا as a challenge. So thank you for all. Thank you for listening. And this paper will publish soon بإذن الله with diagnostic. Special thank for Prof. Turki Ataybi and collaborators مهندسة رواد قحطاني وحنان مراشد. وشكرا للجميع، ودكتورة أسماء لإتاحة هذه الفرصة إني أعرض بحثي مع رواد من الباحثين، وجزاكم الله كل خير.
يا رب يسعدك، وشكرا جزيلا لبنى على يعني المحاضرة الماتعة، و this is very impressive يعني from you. Since that there is no questions that available yet in the questions and answers, and we have around any 4 minutes more. Let me ask you this question. I will now the hat as a family physician, not a digital health specialist. And you explained the explainable AI, the XAI, which is common, which is relatively new over here. That's exactly that we show the user. The user over here could be the physician, or the ultimate user is the patient. Okay, that we show them why the AI stage their osteoarthritis as grade 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 for that. How do you see that could affect the physician-patient relationship, showing them that the explanation of this staging through the AI, because many of the AIs that available commercially are black boxed, and nothing is being mentioned why the outcome is showed with certain results.
الاكسبلينبل اي اي عندي هنا وهو يوضح للاي اي نفسهم هو ليش اختار الكلاس مثلا كلاس 2 او كلاس 3. لكن غالبا هو مثلا للاطباء ما راح يكون الاكسبلينبل اي اي واضح لهم، يعني هو يعني نستعمله كتست بالنسبه لنا.
يعني هل هذا تتوقع انه بيعطي ثقة اكثر المريض نحو الطبيب، ولا انه المريض سيتجاوز الطبيب الى الاي اي that not only give you the diagnosis or stage of the diagnosis، لا بيعطيك a clear explanation why this diagnosis came up. فهل هذا سيؤثر على الثقة اللي بين الطبيب والمريض؟
بيأثر على أنه إذا اتفق مثلا الطبيب والاي اي على نفس الرأي أنه يزيد ثقة المريض ان هذا قرار الطبيب، وبرضه الاي اي قرر هذا القرار، فيزيد من ثقته. لأنه ممكن أحيانا الأطباء يكون فيه خطأ، وبرضه ممكن ال AI يكون فيه خطأ، لكن لو اتفق الطبيب وال AI على نفس القرار بيكون جدا يعني مطمئن للمريض نفسه.
طيب جميل جدا. طيب we have a question over here from Sonia. What is the data source for your يعني training model
Data
or for
source
training the model? Yes.
from Kaggle, and it's a available source from moderate data. It's available open source.
طيب جميل. بس this source the patients are from where? Canadian?
لا، ما هو واضح عندنا إيش من وين الداتا بالضبط، لكنها هي open source.
طيب. So that could be later on that we could have a local data or يعني that representing or generalizable data that we could use for our society. طيب. I think by now, thank you so much, Lubna, for the amazing lecture and this project. And now I hand over to my colleague, Dr. Abdullah, to moderate the next lecture. شكرا جزيلا.
Very many thanks, Prof. Amr. Many thanks, Dr. Lubna. I think we will have a great and smooth transition from disease grading to disease detection. So we will be having Dr. Muna Shardan. Dr. Muna, she will be talking about Rafiq, AI assistant for identification of common skin conditions. Welcome, Dr. Muna. I would like to welcome you. Dr. Muna is an academician. She's an assistant professor at the Department of Information Tech and Information at the College of Computer Information Sciences at King Saud University. Her research interest concerning AI, human-computer interactions, digital health tech, and as well as the data analytics. She will be joined by postgrad student Arina Jarbo, who's a student at the department, and she will be also covering that as well as their teamwork. Please, Dr. Muna, floor is yours.
شكرا لك دكتور عبد الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. حياكم الله جميعا، وأشكر القائمين على ترتيب هذا المؤتمر والمشاركين، ونرجو من الله أن نفيد ونستفيد. مشاركتنا في هذا المؤتمر بمشروع رفيق، نموذج ذكاء اصطناعي يساعد على التعرف على مشاكل الجلد الشائعة. هذا المشروع هو ثمرة مشاركة الفريق في برنامج IBM Developer الذي أقيم في إجازة الصيف الماضي، بتنسيق طبعاً ودعم من كلية علوم الحاسب والمعلومات ومركز الدراسات المتقدمة في الذكاء الاصطناعي في جامعة الملك سعود. فريق العمل طالبات قسم تقنية المعلومات أرين الجربوع، الهنوف الخضيري، ونجود الدريبي، ولينا الصبري. والعمل استغرق تقريباً 3 أشهر أو زيادة شوي، ولكن لا زال مستمر العمل عليه، لأن ما سنعرضه اليوم في هذه الفكرة أصبح جزء من مشروع التخرج للطالبات. لذلك نحن نرحب بأي ملاحظات أو اقتراحات للتطوير، وسأترككم مع طالبتي المميزة أرين إن شاء الله تعطيكم فكرة عن هذا المشروع.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أنا أرين الجربوع، طالبة في جامعة الملك سعود من قسم تقنية المعلومات، وراح أعرض مشروعنا رفيق اللي هو مساعد ذكي للتعرف على مشاكل الجلد الشائعة. اشتغلت عليه مع فريق العمل بإشراف الدكتورة منى الشردان. فكرة رفيق ببساطة أنه يساعد الآباء يفهمون حالة جلد أطفالهم بشكل أسرع وأسهل. التطبيق يعتمد كلياً على الذكاء الاصطناعي لتحليل الصور، ويعطي معلومات مبدئية واضحة. الهدف منه أن نخفف القلق على الأهالي ونساعدهم يوصلون للإرشاد المناسب بوقت أبكر. هدف مشروع رفيق مثل ما قلنا هو أنه يساعد الآباء على اكتشاف المشكلات، وذلك عن طريق أنهم راح يرفعون صورة ويحصلون على معلومات سريعة. وإضافة إلى ذلك يتيح التطبيق لحفظ الصور اللي رفعوها حقت أطفالهم، ومتابعة تغييرات جلدية مع مرور الوقت. وكذلك يتضمن مساعد ذكي يجاوب على الأسئلة ويقدم إرشادات. والهدف النهائي إن نجعل الرعاية الصحية للأطفال أسهل وأذكى وأكثر سهولة للوصول. المشكلة اللي لاحظناها إن كثير من مشاكل جلد الأطفال يا إما تتشخص غلط أو تنكشف بوقت متأخر، وغالبا الأهل يحتارون ويلجؤون أحيانا للإنترنت، لكن المعلومات الموجودة مو دائما موثوقة. هذا ممكن يسبب تأخير بالعلاج. الرفيق له أثر مباشر على الأهل، ويمكنهم إنهم يفهمون الحالة بشكل أفضل، ويساعدهم يعرفون شو الخطوة الجاية، ويشجع العلاج المبكر، ويرفع الوعي الصحي بشكل عام. تنفيذ المشروع بدينا نجمع بيانات لحالات جلدية خاصة بالأطفال من مصادر عامة وموثوقة. بعدها أنشأنا مجموعة بيانات نظيفة ومتوازنة تضم أكثر من 11,000 صورة. دربنا نموذج الذكاء الاصطناعي للتعرف على الحالات الجلدية، وصلنا لدقة 86% باستخدام نموذج رسنة 18. وآخر شيء دمجنا مساعد ذكي يساعد الأهل ويجاوب على أسئلتهم داخل التطبيق. في مرحلة جمع البيانات ومعالجتها كانت هذه من أكبر التحديات بالنسبة لنا، إننا نوجد مصدر للصور. لكن في النهاية حصلنا على عدة مجموعة بيانات من عدة مستودعات عامة لصور أمراض جلدية. ركزنا إننا نأخذ فقط على الفئات الخاصة بالأطفال عشان نضمن إن النموذج حقنا يخدم هدف التطبيق بشكل دقيق. مصادرنا كانت FTD 2020 dataset، وسكين ديزيزز dataset من كيجل، وميدلي dermatological dataset، ورب فلو insect bite dataset، ورب فلو urticaria dataset. بعد التجميع وصلنا إلى 11,653 صورة، نظمناها في 8 مجلدات لكل فئة عشان تسهل لنا عملية التدريب، ونضمن إن نوحد المسميات. بعد ما جمعنا البيانات جهزنا الصورة قبل ما ندخلها للنموذج. أثناء تدريب النموذج غيرنا حجم الصور إلى 224 في 224 عشان تكون متوافقة مع النموذج حقنا. برضو طبقنا تحسين للبيانات، مثل إن قلبنا الصور، عدلنا الإضاءة والألوان. الهدف من هذه الأشياء أن النموذج ما يحفظ الصور، لكنه يتعلم ويتعرف على الحالة مهما اختلفت شكل الصورة. فمهما أن عرضت له صور راح يعرف إيش هي المشكلة الموجودة. كذلك قمنا بتطبيع صور باستخدام ImageNet عشان تكون الألوان ضمن نطاق ثابت يفهمه النموذج. وقسمنا البيانات، 70% من الصور راحت للتدريب، و15% راحت للتحقق، و15% راحت للاختبار. بعد الانتهاء من التدريب قمنا باختبار النموذج باستخدام مجموعة الاختبار، وهنا في تقرير التصنيف اللي يوضح أداء النموذج لكل فئة. بشكل عام يعتبر النموذج حقق دقة عالية، يدل على أنه قدر أنه يميز بين الحالات الجلدية المختلفة عند الأطفال. هنا عندنا confusion matrix أو اللي هي مصفوفة الالتباس. تعلمنا عن كيف أن تنبأ النموذج بكل فئة مقارنة بالقيم الحقيقية. طبعا نلاحظ هنا أن أغلبه متمركز في القطر، وهذا دليل على أنه أظهر نتائج واقعية ودقيقة، مع وجود بعض الالتباسات بين الحالات المتشابهة، وهو هذا يعني شيء متوقع مرة في المجال الطبي. هذه المعمارية توضح المسار المستخدم من إنه يدخل تسجيل دخول ويبدأ يرفع صور، وكيف تنحفظ، وكيف يعني تعرض داخل التطبيق. في مشروعنا اعتمدنا على عدة أدوات من IBM. استخدمنا IBM Watson Studio عشان نبني وندرب نموذج الذكاء الاصطناعي، وصدرناه بصيغة ONNX. وكذلك استخدمنا IBM Cloud Object Storage، خزنا مجموعة البيانات بشكل آمن أثناء التدريب. وآخر شيء دمجنا IBM Watson Assistant عشان نوفر مساعد ذكي يقدم إرشادات فعالية داخل التطبيق. هنا بعرض لكم عرض تجريبي. بداية هذه الصفحة اللي نرفع فيها الصور حقتنا عشان ناخذ على التحليل. بعد كليك هير يطلع لها خيار أنها ترفع صورة أو تاخذ صورة. هنا اختارت أنها تاخذ صورة، أنها ترفع صورة، ورفعت هذه وطلع لها إيش التشخيص حق الحالة الجلدية الموجودة. أما هنا الأسيستنت، مثلا لو طلع لها مثلا تشخيص وحابة تعرف إيش عن إيش، فمثلا هنا كتب أكزيما لكن في يعني سبيلنج غلط، فيقدم لها التصحيح ويعطيها إيش ممكن تسوي وكيف ممكن تتعامل مع الحالة الجلدية. بالنسبة لخططنا المستقبلية نخطط إن نطور النموذج ليشمل عدد أكبر من الأمراض الجلدية عشان تكون التغذية أدق وأوسع، وكذلك بنشتغل على نظام إشعارات ذكي يذكر الأهل، وممكن ندمج الأطباء ويساعدهم على بناء حالة الطفل وتشخيص، وهذا يساعدنا على المتابعة المستمرة. وآخر شيء ندعم إن نهدف إلى دعم لغات إضافية عشان يكون التطبيق أسهل بالاستخدام ويوصل لشريحة أكبر من المستخدمين. الحمد لله هنا وصلنا لنهاية العرض. شكرا لكل من قام على هذا المشروع، وشكرا لحسن استماعكم. إذا في أي أسئلة واستفسارات سعدنا نجاوب عليها.
شكرا جزيلا أرين. Many thanks to you, Arin, and Dr. Amuna. This is really entertaining. I think with the disease identification, it's a broad. Perhaps there's a lot of applications for also other disciplines, as we have in the oral cavity with the oral medicine. Very entertaining. I think we have, if you allow me, Dr. Amuna and Arin, I'm starting to have perhaps a couple of questions to cover. We have one question from Amid Abdelhamid. Don't you think it's imperative to use local Saudi data for machine learning to avoid bias? And also we have enough local data since all health records are digital. So what's your insight, Dr. Muna or Ms. Areen, on this question?
ليش ممكن تعيد السؤال؟
أرين، أعتقد أن السؤال كان عن أنه لدينا، يعني هو بحسب السائل، أنه لدينا يعني فيها قواعد بيانات قد تكون في صور. يمكن السؤال كان عن إذا استخدمنا يمكن موضوع اللي هو الفروقات في لون البشرة بين مثلا الشرق أوسطيين أو مثلا في العالم العربي أو الآسيويين، مقارنة مثلا بالموجود في اللي هو في قواعد البيانات العالمية من صور أو من بيانات يعني صورية. فكيف انه ممكن في النموذج هذا كرفيق انكم تتغلبوا على التغير هذا؟ يعني انا اقصد انه كان ممكن السائل قد يكون قصد انه، وايضا يمكن احنا نسال انه هل يمكن تطبيقه على النموذج المحلي؟ يمكن في بعض الاشياء حتى نشوفها احنا بالنسبه للاورال ميديسن، لون الجلد يكون حتى داخل الفم قد يكون مختلف. يمكن اغلب الكتب والابحاث العالميه يعني تكون بلون بشره مثلا معين، بالنسبه لي مثلا البشره الكوكيجيان او الاوروبيه او مثلا النورث امريكان، بينما مثلا البيشنت اللي يشوفهم اون ديلي بيسز يكونوا مثلا شرق اوسطيين او سعوديين او يعني من العالم العربي. فما ادري اذا كان في شيء معين يعني بالنسبه لي اللي هو يعني رايكم بهالفروقات هذه. هل تكون عائق لتطبيق رفيق مثلا، او يكون مثلا لنسخ اخرى من هالبرنامج هذا؟ رايكم؟
احنا يعني ممكن نوسع قاعدة البيانات حقتنا لو قدرنا نحصل على بيانات محلية للتدريب. وفعلا يعني حاولنا نختار بيانات موجودة تشبه أكثر شيء للبشرات الناس الموجودين في الشرق الأوسط. يعني لقينا أشياء ممكن تكون مرة مختلفة، لكن حاولنا أن تكون الناس الموجودة في الشرق الأوسط، ولو حصلنا على مجموعة بيانات أكبر أكيد راح يتطور النموذج ويصير يشمل عدد ناس.
هل ممكن يكون يعني ايضا بالنسبه للنموذج الحالي يعني هل ممكن يكون في اي عوائق من ناحيه تطبيقه او من ناحيه كايثيكال او مثلا كاخلاقيه طبيه؟ قد يكون مثلا هل بيكون يعني درجات من مثلا الريتشيك او البايلوتنج مثلا قاعده البيانات الكبيره مثلا في كونسنسس او ما يسمى بالكونتنت فاليديشن للتاكد ايضا من الانبوت حقها؟ هل كان في اي فاليديشن مثلا بروسيس بالنسبه لي مثلا راندوم سامبل او مثلا عينه عشوائيه للتاكد انه فعلا يعني ونتائج السوفت وير هذا كانت دقيقه بشكل كبير مثلا مع التفصيل الاطفال او مثلا مشاكل جلديه في الاطفال؟ هل تم ذلك مثلا ضمن النموذج المحلي ام يعني هذا مجرد الفكره المبدئيه لهالتطبيق؟